Good morning. It is 4:05 a.m. on the way to the gym. Get on this treadmill real quick. But I was responding to Brother I'm Classic, and I'm listening to a little bit of one of Ed Stream's, an older one. And I always think about myself of like being on, like, say, a panel or some sort, and people being at a panel with other people being anti-manosphere. I probably wouldn't do well anyway, but you know, and mainly because of this. But people that are anti-manosphere, anti-black male dominance, what have you, right? Detractors of all shapes, sizes, and you know, in betweens. But simply put, I wouldn't do well because I'd probably get overtalked. I probably wouldn't have much to say in terms of points. And I would have a hard time articulating certain things because in my mind, none of that shit matters. It's already over. And when I say it's already over, it's not from a standpoint of being a nihilist or a coward or someone that that just wants to give up and just laying down their sword and that's it. There's nothing else to do. But from a standpoint of the work has already been done. The cards have been dealt. The hands have been played. At this point, we're just watching and seeing who will accept it and who won't. And you don't have to accept it. You could totally not, and it'll be totally fine. Things won't work out the way you expect it, but, you know, you don't have to accept it. And this is what we're seeing is a lot of people just don't accept it. That's fine. No problem. The thing is, we've already done the work, and we've already built what we've built, and we already put out the quote-unquote the update, the patch. I strongly believe the men that are in these spaces, that are having these conversations, that are making these moves, and we've gotten to a point where it's pretty much a tipping point. No blue pill person can be the same after this, you know, after these next, say, after this year, or after 2020 really was the pivotal year. But no blue pill person could be the same after 2023 and the oncoming economic onslaught. After, say, 2025, like once you emerge out of this darkness, so to speak, you know, after your presidential elections and things like that, you know, you can't and you won't be the same. At minimum, the next level or the next iteration or the next version of blue pill rhetoric will be purple pill. Like you can't like divide this, separate this at all. Like, it's already baked in. It's already baked into the next generation even. So the millennials, or the Gen Xers in a sense, are the last blue pillars. At minimum, millennials are the purple pillars. At minimum. Like, it's already that, and it's like, that's why I think about conversations like that, and you know what I listen to, and everything else is just to quote unquote reinforce my beliefs and, you know, check the last couple boxes. But to be very honest, yeah, it's done. You know, the talk of, you know, people you know, not needing help or thinking that they don't need your help. I was just approached about something earlier or yesterday, and it was somewhat telling. You know, I'm glad the person did it to help, so I can help them out. But you know, it's not going to be easy for people moving forward. It's not going to be easy. You know, people are going to have to work, you know, up until they're 60, 70 years old. They already are, you know. So, like, even that portion of, like, you know, blue pill thought, rhetoric, being a company man or woman, working for the same job for 30-something years and then enjoying your retirement. Like, people's retirements, man. Like, think about the amount of people are turning, if people are turning, you know, 18 and 20 years old every day, then, you know, imagine the amount of people that have made it to 65, 70, and then they have to think about, you know, I'm going to have to retire in this shitstorm. And then for us to really, you know, look at a lot of, man, fuck this red light, man, because this fucking red light gets me every damn time and has me waiting. So, think about the amount of people that are going to have to, like, you know, retire in this shitstorm and deal with, you know, economic downturn after economic downturn. You know, they're not going to be able to wait for their 401k or anything else to really come and quote unquote save them. You know, how are they going to deal with the difference in valuations or the difference in value within their retirement accounts? Like, how are they going to deal with all these different things? And, like, that's the shit that, to me, is going to be pretty telling. You know, like, we're going to be put in situations where we're all going to be put in situations where we're going to have to make some hard decisions. Things will have to be cut back. Watching Glendon Cameron, and he even talked about, like, hey, man, you're going to have to make more money, period. You're going to have to make more money. But, Glendon, I'm already working 2 jobs. Bitch, you better get 2 better paying jobs. Like, you know, he didn't say that last part, but, you know, that's pretty much how I see it. When anytime he's talking, I'm like, yeah, you're going to have to make more money, period. Like, there is no, like, oh, I'm just going to, you know, cruise from here and, you know, see what happens. And no. You're going to have to make more money. You're going to have to get with the program, so to speak. You're going to have to get together and help one another out. So when I hear people talk in any way, shape, or form, this is not like just like an OB or anyone, OB, Omawali, people that I've talked about recently, any other detractor, you know, your Cynthia G's or anybody else like that, your Chrissy's, your Paris Milans, and all these fucking people. Like, bro, it doesn't matter what they do. These are literally, they're just having death throes at this point. Like, you know, they're just doing whatever they can to hold on to the last vestiges of hope. I don't know if I even use those words right, use that word right, but you get what I'm saying? Like, this is really, for a lot of people, they're just squirming at this point. And you can see it. And the people that are in a place of strength, power, you know, abundance, that are not lacking, you know, like, even Glendon Cameron talked about, like, you know, he financed a Porsche for $145K and then ordered another one. And when you think about that, it's like, okay. And then, like, you know, he had put down, I think, like 50 or something. So, you know, the Porsche had to cost at least 200 grand or something like that, whatever he got, right? And then he ordered another one. So when you think about, like, you got this man making this type of move that, you know, in this economy, at the interest rate that he got it, because I think he was talking about like 7, almost 8%. And his credit fell a little bit, he said. Imagine you be in the 700s and your interest rate on a car loan is still about down there 750, 7.5%, almost 8%. Like, bitch, y'all think y'all gonna fucking be okay with this shit? Like, this shit is not gonna really fuck you up and affect you. Like, this shit ain't already baked in the fucking cake. Like, you could just do all manners of shit and just, quote unquote, get away with it. It'd be okay. There'd be no problem whatsoever. You could come out this unscathed, holding hands, singing Kumbaya, rebuilding the black family and all this other shit. Come the fuck on. It ain't the same no more. We are the transitional generation, and it makes even more sense when you think about the generation that grew up in the internet to some level or some extent. We were the first generation to experience social fucking media. So when you look at us when you look at us, I was about to say as a voting bloc, but when you look at us as a generation that experienced a lot of different things all at once, the amount of, like, history that's being made during our time, our era. Like, I think about, like, I was just looking at an article, Russia is switching over to Linux, and they're pushing for all companies and other people that they're going to give you preferential treatment if you're actually going to be working with Linux, or if you're going to be writing programs and doing all types of other stuff with Linux, they're pushing to get rid of Windows. Bro, I remember when people that were into Linux were super fucking nerds. Now, that shit is baseline, motherfucker. If you don't fucking do Linux, like, bro, even when during hiring process, command line stuff, so on and so forth, you have to fucking know it. No more, I can click over here, and no. Even in fucking Windows and PowerShell, you have to know some of the command line. You have to know all that shit. There is no fucking, like, turning back. Yo, fucking Bitcoin. Not, like, a lot of people with Bitcoin. Look how fast that fucking turned around. So to think that we can just keep on doing the same thing over and over and over again and having the same fucking conversations and it be quote unquote fruitful, it be really, we over here building. You know what I mean? Me and my brothers, we're building. Like, no. You can't just fucking think this shit is gonna be fucking okay. Like, this shit's gonna be the same. This shit is already baked into the cake. It's built in. It's done. Say whatever the fuck you want. Say whatever the fuck you like and however you fucking like it and make all these different concessions. All the shit that you've done in the fucking past, what has it meant? What has it done? And I say that because I even say things like the work that we've done in the past in the manosphere, in the comment sections, in the chats, in the underworld, as Ed calls it, and in these videos for a few content creators that make certain information or put out information and make content about this type of stuff. You know, you have to look at who are the winners and the losers in terms of the rhetoric. And in some cases, when it comes to men dealing with this type of stuff, all we were doing is telling the stories of our lives and our experience, our anecdotal evidence, so on and so forth. Then we started to see all types of other things and changes. And then in some cases, some of us, whether it was conscious or unconscious, we started to make the change in the way that we talked and said, hey, for us to actually be quote unquote successful with our mission and what our outlook on certain things, we're going to have to do things this way. And boom, the changes were made. You should be here for mindset. You should be here to game yourself up in terms of getting to a better mindset and mind state in general. This is what you should be doing. This is what you should be looking for. So on and so forth. And somehow all these things aligned. We came together and we started to actually dial down and narrow our focus. And then boom, now it's laser focus. It used to be like all over the place. We used to be talking about various terms that, you know, weren't previously defined. I didn't come up on a Rollo Tomasi or anything like that. I came up on Barbar, who used to bring all types of different, what's it called? Not rhetoric, but definitions and words to the space. You know, talking about, I don't think he brought Briefolds Law, but he used to talk about that and I think it was like Shedding of the Male Ego was his website, which is, you know, you don't see it anymore, or it's not available. And then he would bring words like, you know, really get into, like, I remember when hypergamy was like a new word in the space, right? And people were talking about hypergamy and trying to understand it and everything else like that. And then talking about hybristophilia and how the female attraction to quote unquote bad men or bad or evil men. And like that video's still up, like hybristophilia 1 and 2, you know, on Barbarossa. You know, so it's just like, what, like, all these things that fucking happen, dude. And the fact that motherfuckers really think that they can really change, like, the wave is already starting to, quote unquote, crash against the rock, so to speak, man. And it's really eroded those rocks. We're looking at Grand Canyon level of erosions. Man, this big guy, big old ass. Anyways, man, I gotta get into this gym. Not because this lady has a big ass, but because I'm a big ass fucking dude. And I need to get this shit done. And I got a whole bunch of work I gotta get done as well. And I don't want to be at the gym all damn day. I just need to get this walk in so I can stretch out. Because we had a leg day on Friday. Or no, on Saturday. And it's now Tuesday. And thankfully I did my walk yesterday. And that really helped a lot. So I'm probably gonna get like 45 minutes on this treadmill. Get in, get out. This is why the conversation won't be long. Because this lady has a big ass. No, but this conversation won't be long because all these things are already in play. And this is not on I give up. This is for like people when they talk about like, oh, you're giving up. No, I'm not giving up. I'm on my mission. You're gonna have to give up your mission because yo shit ain't gonna work. I'm not giving up, bitch. You're gonna have to fucking quit, cause you will be met with unsurmountable odds. You will be met with a fucking force that you cannot fucking move, that you cannot fight against, that you will just break down and start going crazy and talking about the best thing best thing since sliced bread, aka fucking marriage. You will fucking have to do that, not me. We've had too many brothers that died, you know, talking about, like, died that, you know, if these minds were still available, Invention MGTOW, man, shout out to that brother, Paul Proteus, of course, Kevin Samuels, Dr. David Carroll, you know, shit, I think even Big B Kell, he's not dead, but he just doesn't make a lot of stuff. He makes stuff every so often. But when these fucking people, bro, if these minds were really making content on a regular basis and out here really putting this shit out, I'm telling you right now, a lot of, even if a Patrice O'Neal was back out, right, or still alive, think of how many fucking people have died with this type of rhetoric and this thought process. Think how many people just transitioned out of the space and they're still alive. They're just living their lives, man. Motherfuckers like Straight Shooter. I think he still makes content. I just don't watch it. But come on, man. Think about how many motherfuckers that used to really be in this space. The halcyon days. The days of old, of yore. That was really talking this shit. I swear to God, some of these motherfuckers, man, this shit was like the Badlands. Listen, y'all, I wish y'all all the best. Peace and love to you all. Get your fucking mind right. We ain't quitting. Y'all gonna have to quit. Peace.